this presentation is about my hometown, Malden in Essex. Why am I talking about Malden in Essex? It's where I came from. I spent 23 years of my life living there and finally escaped. So no one's ever heard of it. It's to try and dispel some of the myths about Essex and just to give you a bit of a background of where I come from. Has anyone heard of Malden?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a start. Good.
Yeah, I think so.
So where is Malden? This is Essex. Malden is on estuary. This is the River Blackwater here. Malden is a very old medieval town. Was in the Domesday Book. Right on the River Blackwater coast. And this little knoll sticking out here is the Dengie. Malden and Dengie is the area, which is a collection of villages, small towns, really built on marshes, salt marshes, but now it's all leisure, it's all yachting, boating, Bradwell nuclear power station there, so lots of three-headed fish. So that's where Malden is. Famous towns in Essex, jumps over the capital town, and then as you move closer towards London, you get all the Harlow and wherever. Okay. So what do you think of when someone says Essex? What do you think of?
Fake tan.
Fake tan.
Blondes.
Blondes.
White boys.
White boy. Exactly. So.
I
Yeah.
live there, so I don't think.
Fruit picking. Fruit picking.
Fruit picking. Very true. Fruit picking. So. Yeah, it's the classic image is the Essex girl, the white stiletto heels, the Essex boy racer. I did actually have a Ford Escort as my first car, which is that's not why. So that's the classic image of Essex, which Andy will probably tell you is nothing like what Essex
The
is.
insurance on those was prohibitive.
It was. It was.
Especially if you lived in Essex.
Yes. So going back to here, that's probably true, the Essex image for that part of Essex there. Yeah.
The London
the
bit.
Towie area of Essex.
Yeah.
When you get further out towards the coast, Essex is completely different. Essex is a proper, beautiful country, you know, and the Essex accent isn't the Essex accent that you hear on Towie. It's a proper old country accent if you get right out in the countryside. So that's why Essex is different. I'm very good at PowerPoint. And this is Malden. This is where I come from. It's a fishing town, full of Thames sailing barges on the estuary, beautiful parks. Very much stuck in the 1970s. I think we've just about got electricity there now, but it's an old-fashioned town. And so, what is Malden famous for? Malden sea salt is probably the first thing that everyone thinks of. All the top chefs recommend Malden sea salt. I've been on holiday in Bali. Malden sea salt was can't escape from it. Thames sailing barges, which was on the last slide, the big masted red sail boats. It's where they're all made and where they're repaired. The shallow bottomed boats that go into Thames, bringing all the clay, the mud, the salt up into the Thames. Now they're mainly leisure boats, but that's what they were in the 1800s. Malden mud race. Anyone heard of the Malden mud race? Another we get all the peculiar events around the world, the cheese rolling and whatever. But Malden has the mud race. But at low tide, you run from one bank of the river over to the other side of the bank and back again through the mud. Waist high mud. It's normally televised every. It used to be on New Year's Day. I think it moved to Easter because it was just too cold on New Year's Day. I did it when I was 19, came fourth.
Wow.
The year when Blue Peter were filming it.
Wow, did you get a badge? Did you get a Blue Peter badge for it?
No, sadly not. So that's Malden mud race. The Battle of Malden. No one's ever heard of this, but it was a Viking battle, very good. 991 AD. Vikings landed, there's a little island just off Malden, Norvey Island. They landed on Norvey Island. Brythnoth was the Earl of East Anglia at the time. he came across the face. Then there was a causeway from Northey Island to Malden, and being a well-mannered English chap, the Vikings said this isn't fair. They started fighting. The Vikings were all getting killed on the causeway. They said this isn't fair. Can we come over and fight it properly? Biffnoff said, "Oh yes, of course," and got slaughtered, and we lost the battle. Typical English mentality. The Fat Man of Malden. Again, why anyone wants to be famous for being fat, but how heavy was this guy? He was 1750 and he was 47.5 stone, the fattest man in England. And his coat is still in the museum in Malden, where you can fit 7 people inside his coat. And Alistair Cook, the ex-English cricket captain, used to play for Malden. I played against him a couple of times and got him out once.
Wow.
So that's Malden. Why did I move away from Malden? I just wanted to catch up with 21st century life.
Very good.